Paula.
Hi, how are ya?
Oh, pretty good. Yeah, it's good to see you, and thank you for agreeing to our first ever Wizzley Skype video interview. That's a mouthful.
I always
Well,
like being a pioneer.
oh, yeah, you are one, and you're one of our most prolific authors on Wizzley. So let's jump right into it. Uh, we talk about asking you, from your viewpoint, what would you say are the three best tips, so in general, for making money online with Wesley?
Well, I think that it's really important that when you write articles on Wizzley, you should write about things that you know, especially if you're new at it, because when you know something, you feel good about it, you're confident, you don't feel like you're running out of information. I think your confidence shows through in the way you write that article, and it makes it more attractive to readers because they sense that emotion and that passion that you have for it when they're reading it. And another thing is to be really, really specific. If you're specific, because of the way people search online, you need to be extremely specific in your topics. So if you're an expert on jewelry making, for instance, you can't just write an article about how to make a necklace. You have to write an article about how to make a specific necklace using specific words like brass, like how to make a brass tunic length bubble necklace or something. You have to use very specific terms because that's how people search for information when they're looking for it. And if you do it too generally, it'll never get found.
So you say people actually. So the first thing you said is authenticity is important, right? So people can
Yeah, I
connect
think
with you.
Yeah, I agree. I think that because when you know about something, whatever it is, let's say you're a stay-at-home mom, and so you're really familiar with what it's like to be a stay-at-home mom, then you can pour your feelings and your opinions, your personality into your article.
hmm So the reader has an instant personal connection. Right? I feel like, yeah.
Exactly. It feels like to the reader, they get that genuineness that you're a real person who is writing about your experiences, because I think in most cases people want factual information, but they also want personal experiences because that's how they can connect and see, well, do I agree with this person? Do I disagree? Do I like what they have to say? Because that's what's going to make them want to learn more, read more, get to know you better.
So would you say it's important to have your picture in your profile, or is a graphic of some sort sufficient? Do you think a name would be really important to facilitate that connection?
Well, I think it depends what you're writing about, but in most cases, people like to connect with another person. So even if you're putting up an avatar that is not really a picture of yourself, I think it helps if it's actually a picture of a person because they feel like they're talking to someone or they're asking someone a question. And they can kind of look at your picture and say, oh, there's the person I'm talking to.
hmm hmm So, okay, this is always, it's always the question. A lot of people prefer to be anonymous, stay anonymous, and something like that. And it's kind of hard to judge uh, how important it is. If your article is very personal, and you come across through your writing as a real person, is that enough, or would the display of your name and your gender especially, would that add another touch to it? This is kind of hard to judge, but to be on the safe side is probably always, if you're willing to do that, it's always better to to put yourself out there as a person, right?
I think it's kind of a gray area. I totally understand why people choose to not put their own information online. It's a safety issue for some. They don't want to be bothered in their personal life. And I think if that's the case, then you just need to work that much harder to identify yourself through your writing. However, if you're offering expert information about a topic that's critical, like medical information or stuff like that, then you really do need to provide your expertise, and you can't do that if you don't identify yourself.
Right. You provide some credentials. Yeah. Okay.
Right, and you can have an online persona that's not really you, so you can have that online persona that builds that reputation. It doesn't have to be a picture of you and have your home or actual contact information where they can literally find you at home. It could be just for that use.
Yeah. Well, you could, for instance, also write a short intro paragraph, about who you are without giving away your name. You could say, I'm a 45-year-old mom with 2 kids, and I live in one of the Midwestern states, and something like that, just to establish that personal connection, even if you have only a graphic or something in your avatar,
I think the need escalates depending on how critical the information is, how life-altering, or if you're talking about how to cook a cabbage and you don't put your real information on, no one's going to chase you down when things go wrong. But if you're talking about how to do heart surgery, then you better put your real name up there, because you're now responsible for that information you put out.
Well, usually if you put up the wrong information in that case, then people die anyway, so they won't hunt you. They can't hunt you down anymore. So, yeah, okay. Well, Paula, this was great. I think we should wrap it up for now, because we're almost at 8 minutes. And maybe we can talk again. There are a few more interesting topics. And if you want to, we do a follow-up video on that. Would that be okay with you?
Sounds great.
Okay, then. Thanks a lot for now, Paula, and I see you next time.
Sounds good. See you later. Bye.
Bye. Ciao.